Hi, everybody, and welcome to the halftime show with the score 13-10 Rams over the Browns. Uh, there's one obvious thing to me, and it's kind of like the elephant in the room, and that is that there is a commonality between the quarterbacks, the different quarterbacks that we've had, and that is consistently the receivers are running different patterns than what the quarterback's throwing. What I want to ask is this offense so hard to understand, or do we need a wide receivers coach who can explain it to them? But I can't tell you how many times Elijah Moore and Tillman, people just running the wrong route. And it's like they're never on the same page as anybody. Don't understand it. At any rate, you're getting as much out of Joe Flacco as you possibly can. But again, the play calls are all like 4, 5, 6-yard passes. Elijah Moore did do a double move and got a long pass, and Ford trickled out of the backfield and got a long touchdown pass thrown to him. Other than that, no running game. And, I'd like to see Flacco be able to throw the ball to spots on the field, in the middle of the field more. But now with Amari Cooper, who we knew, that wasn't going to last for long. It's amazing how a guy can have bruised ribs and they call plays over the middle where he's going to get clocked like that, and he ends up with a concussion. The last drive, Anthony Walker had a bad series, letting Higbee go twice. He's supposed to go with him in motion, and he didn't the second time. The first time, he just sat in one spot and let Higbee set down and catch the ball. It would have been a longer field goal and a missed field goal by this kicker had Anthony Walker done his job. And that is just what I see with my eyes. Offensively speaking, there's been no opportunity to get the running game going. The game started out quickly with a couple of big plays, but it looks like Kevin Stefanski has decided that we don't want big plays after all. We want to go back to the 13 personnel and throw 3-yard passes. It's very, very difficult to win when you're in this position. And now, David Bell's in the game, who Joe Flacco doesn't know from a hole in the wall. That presents problems. And Tillman is still running the wrong patterns. It's amazing. The good news is that Pittsburgh lost. I'm laughing my ass off at the inferior Steelers. They do have a big problem on their hands. The weather was just awful in that game. But Kenny Pickett sucks. I mean, really sucks. And I tend to look at this, and Rick May, that's exactly right. There's no running game. And I guess we need that. But now there's nobody to break a long pattern, and there's nobody who's running the right pattern. So I don't know how in the hell we're supposed to go about this. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. And I don't think you can ask anything more from Flacco either. He's composed and he's calm. He's not making big mistakes, and he's getting rid of the ball, and he's running an inept offense. Every quarterback looks this way in this offense. If this doesn't convince the world that Kevin Stefanski needs an offensive coordinator, I don't know what will. I really don't. But down 13-10, and that last field goal was shaky for them. This guy's positively Cade Yorkish If we can get a stop to open the second half, we have a chance in this game. And if it comes down to a kick, uh, I say the Rams have big problems. Uh, you know, it's no, I don't think that Miles is neutralized. I think he's injured. He can't make a swim move with the shoulder here on his left side that he can't do anything. So totally ineffective. And that's true. The Rams' best receiver, Nakua, and I hate seeing that. This kid has had a fantastic season. I hate seeing that. But at least it wasn't on a late hit by Juan Thornhill, which if he does it one more time, you just want to bitch slap him. But other than that, it's too bad. It looks like when he fell, he kind of, I didn't think it was a shoulder injury. I thought that it was a rib injury because he was holding on like to that upper rib area. And, I don't think you'll be seeing him again, but you never know. They might shoot him up and put tape on him. Who knows? Other than that, that's true, Mark. Yeah, we got our first butt cheek call. And, I thought, boy, here's a perfect opportunity, after the Ohio State game. Be a perfect opportunity to see how they call this. And, at least they were consistent about that, even though one's college and one's pro. As far as Jim Schwartz's defense, I'd say that the defense is not getting any pressure on Matthew Stafford because Myles Garrett is playing hurt and there's nobody else to pick up the slack. In the beginning, they ran off some good running plays, but after that stopped. The balls that he was throwing quickly out on the flat were uncovered and we're giving easy yardage. And on the last drive, the 2 throws to the tight end were easy throws. So, I don't know. You would see that, David. He had one pressure on a quarterback. That's all we saw from him. And he is not playing all of the downs out there. Greg is asking a question. Is overall scoring down in the NFL this year? Yeah, well, it would appear that there are some inept young quarterbacks and hurt old quarterbacks and all kinds of stuff. And that's that. And that is true, Jim. It's either dink or deep. And there's nothing intermediate about this passing concept. And as long as you've got 3 tight ends in the game, there's going to be nobody getting down the field. And it's not like Njoku is getting down the field. And this is the other thing that I think is a good point. And I think it's why Walker is confused, is that the Browns can't play man-to-man. I mean, for God's sakes, Halassi is in the game. We don't have depth in the secondary, and we saw Emerson get burned a couple of times, but it was Halassi who got burned on the long touchdown by Nakua. If you take a look at that play again, you could say, well, Taki didn't get his drop fast enough, but Taki is not going to outrun Nakua. The fact is that Halassi didn't follow his man across the field. He stopped running. And that allowed the step. And then it was just a matter of Stafford throwing the ball over Taki's head while Taki's back was turned to the quarterback. So that's kind of how I saw that. Cooper, thank you. Pat Seagramson is officially out with a concussion. Well, you won't be seeing him again real soon. And I don't know how we move the ball. I don't know how it's hard enough for Flacco to be throwing the ball on time. It's hard enough. But with totally unfamiliar receivers, it's, when your go-to guy has to be Elijah Moore, you got a big fucking problem on your hands. That much I do know. And I agree, Keith. I think that Flacco's done as much as we could expect. Ball's beautiful coming out of his hand. He's still got zing on the ball. His accuracy has been pretty good. It's just that how can you get men open 6 yards down the field or 4 yards down the field when everyone's sitting on that? It's the same problem that every quarterback's had. And that's funny. I was thinking the same thing, Richard. Why are we always getting the ball first? And it's because we're never winning coin flips. So what can I tell you? At this point, I'm happy that we're still in the game. I'm glad that Pittsburgh lost. And I'm going to take a look at one other thing before I get out of here. And that is the NFL standings, trying to follow what's going on. And we'll go for the conference here. The Steelers are down to 7-5. The Broncos are down to 6-6. The Bills are 6-6, and the Bengals are 5-6. So we got some help here. The Indianapolis Colts lost, so that helps us. So there you have it. If we somehow manage to pull out this game, then it will be a fantastic thing. And that's right, Greg. If we lose, we're still in a position where we could get things done as a wild card team. And the question is going to be Joe Flacco. And it's going to be a matter of how quickly he can pick things up and who he's going to have to throw to. And it's going to be the same problem. Oh, I'm sorry. Did the Colts come back and win that game? Ouch. That doesn't help us. Who did they beat? Help me here. Because I saw them behind and I just kind of went away from the game. So at any rate, they beat the Titans in overtime. I should have known that the Titans couldn't get anything done. At any rate, thanks a lot for tuning in. I'm going back to catch the second half. I will see you right after the game with the post-game show. Go Browns. Let's see if we can pull off a miracle. Until then, bye-bye.